Let's talk about the first sign. The one thought most men miss because they're too busy looking for words when really the truth is already speaking through urbity. You see, a woman's body responds. Before her mind has a chance to catch up. It's instinctive. It's not planned and it's often unspoken. But if you know what to look for, you'll see it clear as day. Her body will begin to react the moment she sees you. Not because of what you said or did, but because of the energy you bring into the room. Physical appearance alone. This is about presence. A man who owns you's presence. A man who owns you's presence doesn't need to perform. He doesn't need to be loud or flashy. He simply is. And a woman, when faced with that kind of grounded masculinity, reacts the way fire reacts to oxygen instantly, unconsciously, and without permission. Think about it for a moment. How often have you walked into a room and noticed a woman subtly shift? In her seat, she adjusts her posture. Her breath catches slightly. She might not even know she's doing it, but her body reacts before her words rises a little faster. Her voice softens sand. There's a flicker in her eyes that wasn't there before. This isn't coincidence. It's Arousal. It's rawest, most authentic form. Her body responding to a stimulus she has time to rationalize. Psychologists call this autonomic response. It's part of the body's sympathetic nervous system. It's the same one that kicks in when we're afraid, excited, or deeply attracted. Her pupils might dilate. That's biology, not flirting. Her lips might part slightly as if she's about to say something even when she doesn't. Her skin might flush. Her breath shallows. Her voice becomes more melodic. She doesn't plan these things. Her nervous system is simply responding to your presence like it would any form of stimulation. But here's the key. It only happens when she feels something. Not something forced, not something scripted, but something real. This is where so many men go wrong. They look for signs in what she says. The compliments, the playful banter, the smiles. And yes, all those are lovely, but they come after her body has already spoken. What you want to pay attention to is the involuntary, the physical shifts, the glances. The sudden stillness in a conversation that feels charged with something neither of you can name. That's where the truth lives. But to notice those signs, you need to slow down. You can't be in your head chasing validation or approval. You have to be in your body too, grounded, aware, fully present. Because when you are, you begin to see the subtle dance unfolding in front of you. You see thickest bumps on her arms, even though therm isn't cold. You notice the way she tilts her head, the way her eyes linger a second too long. That's the language of the body, and it never lies. And let me be cleared. This isn't about manipulation or playing games. This is about emotional and physical intelligence, the kind that allows you to meet a woman at a deeper level and where attraction feminine energy slips into flows, not just visual, but visceral. She may not say, "You turn me on," but her body will. And the more you understand this, the more respect you develop for the unspoken layers of human connection. Because when a woman is truly aroused, truly wet at the sight of you, she is not in control of it. And that's not weakness. That's biology. That is nurture. That's what happens when masculine presence meets feminine morsepity in its purest, most raw form. It's electric, and it's deeply spiritual. In that moment, you're not just a man. A mirror reflecting Zamin. She didn't even know. So if you walk into a room and her breath catches, if her pupils widen, if she fidgets with her necklace or crosses and uncrosses her legs without triasin, pay attention. Not to exploit it, but to honor it. Because in that moment, she is giving you access to something sacred. Her desire, her openness, her vulnerability, and the way you respond to that will define what happens next. The truth is, when a woman's body speaks before her words do, it's not by accident, it's a message. And for the man who is emotionally mature enough to hear it, It becomes an invitation, not just into her physical space, but into her emotional world. There's a moment, subtle, almost invisible, when a woman begins to shift from being in control to simply feeling. And that shift doesn't come from something you say. It comes from how you are. Your energy, your presence, the way you move through space, with certainty, but without force. That's when she begins to soften. Not because she's trying to impress you or seduce you, but because something in her recognizes safety, strength, and depth, and in response, she surrenders into her feminine. You see, when a woman is stirred on, she doesn't always become a lewd or obvious. More often, she'll become a soft. She becomes intuitive. She taps into something ancient and powerful within her, a feminine current that doesn't need to speak to be understood. Her body language begins to change. Her voice lowers. Her movements slow down and her entire vibe becomes more fluid, more inviting. She steps out off performance and into presence. And that shift, that graceful transition is one eye contact, breath, and voice patterns. The most powerful indicators that her arousal is real. Just presence. This doesn't happen with just any man. It happens with the kind of man who's no trying to prove anything. A man who has nothing to chase because he already knows his worth. A man who is centered in himself, emotionally grounded, and spiritually awake. When that kind of man walks into a room, women don't react by putting up walls. They open, not because if they have to, but because they want to. And that's the part most people don't understand about feminine energy. Feminine energy is not weak or passive. It is responsive. It is intuitive. And when a woman feels aroused, her energy flows differently. She becomes receptive, not submissive. Receptive, that's a key difference. Her gaze becomes more open. Her body becomes more expressive. Her presence becomes magnetic. In an obvious attention-seeking way, but in an instinctual soul-level way. There's our rhythm to feminine arousal that's less about lust and more about longing. It's not, I want you right now. It's, I feel safe wanting you. That's the emotional distinction, just presence. That's when you know you've touched something deeper than desire. You've touched her femininity. You've given her permission to express it freely. And that for a woman is rare because we live in a world that often demands she stay guarded, sharp, and constantly alert. So when she lets that go in your presence, it means something. She starts fixing her hair more than usual, if she plays with her jewelry, if she begins to fidget in small, graceful ways. She's not nervous. She's tuning in. She's opening up, leaning in, allowing her guard to fall one heartbeat at a time. Her body is telling you something long before her words do. She is stepping into her femininity, not to manipulate, but to connect. And this isn't about dominance or seduction in typical sense. It's about alignment. It's about energy. The masculine offers stillness. The feminine responds with movement. The masculine leads by presence. The feminine follows with flow. When a woman feels turned on, she slips into that flow with ease. Her laughter comes more freely. Her eyes shine a little brighter. She becomes more playful, more expressive, more herself. That's not an act. That's liberation. That's what happens when her attention sharpens around you feels seen, not just looked at. Now let me say this. Feminine energy thrives in environments where it doesn't have to be on the defensive. If she feels judged, pressured, or objectified, her body shuts down. But if she feels admired, respected, and felt, she comes alive. Her sensuality emerges not out of duty, but from delight. That's what real chemistry is. It's not a game. It's a mirror showing you how deeply your energy is being received, and you don't have to do much. That is the beauty of it. You don't have to impress her with money or Luxor lines. You simply have to be rooted in your masculinity.com. Clear, consistent. Arousal for a woman isn't just physical. It's spiritual. It's about how you make her feel in your presence. And when she feels safe, seen, and stimulated at the same time, her feminine energy blooms like a flower. in sunlight. So yes, when she becomes more feminine in your presence, when she slips into softness, when her voice lows and her laughter lingers, don't overlook that. That is not her being polite. That is not her being nice. Thetis, her body responding to something. Deepened, ancient in you, something real, something raw. And it deserves your respect. So here's your reflection. When a woman softens in your presence, honor it. Don't rush it. Don't label it. Just hold the space, because in her softness lies her deepest truth. There's something quietly powerful about the way a woman becomes hyper-aware of a man who stirs something in her. It's almost imperceptible at first. A stillness in her, a focus. And that's the third sign, the final layer in understanding. When a woman is genuinely aroused, she becomes sheerly sensitive to your presence. You're not just someone in the room no more. You become the center of her awareness, even if she's doing everything in her power to keep her composed. This isn't about obsession or infatuation. It's something much deeper and more instinctual. When a woman is turned on, not just physically, but energetically, her senses sharpen, her awareness pans. You'll notice that she'll begin to pick up on the smallest things about the silent language of disarray, the cadence of your voice, the way you hold eye contact, the scent of your skin, even the energy behind your silence. She becomes in tune with you in a way that feels almost spiritual. And it's not something she controls. It just depends because her body, her mind, and her feminine intuition are now alert, tough presence of desire. Think about it. Desire wakes us up. It draws us out of four heads and into our bodies. And when a woman feels that surge of emotion, her behavior shifts in subtle but powerful ways. She might mirror your posture without even realizing it. She may start to use your words or laugh in rhythm with your voice. These are not conscious tactics. They're instinctual acts of alignment. Her system is tuning into wars. It's her way of bridging the space between you without ever needing to say it out loud. This is what makes attraction so powerful and in many ways so sacred. It's not about manipulation or control. It's about resonance. It's about two nervous systems that recognize each other even when the minds are still catching up. And when you can spot this, when you can feel her attention narrow and soften around you, that's when you know. Not because she told you, but because everything about her body is already speaking. You might notice she becomes more curious about the details if suddenly, she asks thoughtful questions. She remembers things you said. She listens not just with her ears, but with her entire being. That is not small talk. That is a woman leaning in. That is her investing emotional attention into a moment that feels different. More charged, more intimate, more real. And she does this not because she's trying to get something from you, but because something inside her has already been moved. Now, here's the part that men miss and why so many deep connections go unnoticed or are rushed. When a woman is in this space, Arousal, her mind is moving slower, not faster. It may take her a moment to respond in a conversation. Her gaze may final reflection. What she feels but doesn't sailing her longer than usual. She may seem like she's daydreaming or floating between thoughts. That's not distraction. That's absorption. She's not thinking about what to say. She's feeling what she's experiencing, and that in itself is an intimate act. It's tough, untrained eye. This might look like infusion or passivity. But to the emotionally intelligent men, it's a signal of deep feminine presence. Her body and heart are beginning to lead the interaction. Her senses are wide open, and if you stay grounded in that moment, if you don't rush to fill the silence or seek reassurance, you create a space for her to settle even deeper into her arousal. You become the calm in the storm of her inner awakening. She's not waiting for you to make a move. She's waiting to see if your energy remains consistent, if your confidence is real, if your intentions are safe. Because when a woman becomes that aware of you, she's also emotionally exposed. What she's searching for in that hyper-awareness is stability. She wants to know, is this man attuned enough to meet me here without shaking the moment apart? And Suth's invitation is simply be present. Be aware of how much she's aware of you. Exploit it. Don't shrink from it. Just hold it. Breathe with it. Stay grounded in who you are. Because in that space, in that subtle electric moment, connection either deepens or disappears.